Arthur, it's hard to collect my thoughts. I haven't realized what happened yet. I know no one liked Richard, including you. Sure, he had a lot of enemies, but he didn't really deserve such a fate. I know your investigation was to find my brother. We found him dead, but that doesn't close the case. Can you help me see this through to the end? Richard, or even our whole family, must have been involved in something really big. It had to be about more than one of Richard's unpaid debts and unfair business tricks, or his nasty nature. I'm worried about Clarabelle. Years ago her mother died, now her father was murdered, and also her devoted guardian Joseph has disappeared without trace. I'm afraid all this is affecting her health. I noticed she's been acting weird. In one moment she's devastated and emotional, and in another, cold and absent. I can't contact her. You can understand it all from what she's been through, but it's better to keep an eye on her. Richard's death is a huge sensation. The police promised to engage more forces in the investigation, and the prosecutor ordered an autopsy, but I don't expect huge revelations from any of these actions. They're just stalling. I'll let you know soon about my brother's funeral date. Henry Kersey.
Okay.
So, what's going on in this company?
Okay, so far, total revenue amounted to almost $1 million. The new chapter of the investigation has begun. The heck? Why did none of my coffee get produced?
Someone place an order. The deal isn't great, but it's a chance for some extra cash.
Oh. All my clients have gone down. Alright, I don't know what jank happened, but apparently between chapters, all your contracts just go. That's stupid. I don't know why that happens, but it does. Alright, save, I guess.
The next day.
Well, we can get some money right off the bat there. So let's do that.
I think that's all I've got for now. Let's see if there are any connections.
This game, I really don't know. All I know is it's supposed to be about coffee. Why can't I up this? Oh yeah, they did mention Neo London. What's my goals? Talk to her, find connection between 11 clues. Whew! It's gonna be a lot of safe scumming. We don't have, like, literally anything for anybody to do. Okay, this is gonna be great. How much money do we have on hand? We have a lot of money, so that's okay. Can we pay off our loan? Oh no, we're paying off our loan now.
This is a good lead, but the information may cost me lots.
It's not like I can not go to these meetings. I think the voice acting is mediocre in this game, so... It's also Neo London. This is obviously an alternate reality. So we don't know how accents work. I mean, I'm gonna go to the meeting. I don't have anything else to do.
This is a good lead, but Good morning, Mrs. Van Haven. This is a swell place. I've never been here before.
It is an excellent restaurant. Joseph brought me here for our last anniversary. My lord, I said last.
Joseph will turn up, no fear. What did you order then?
When?
On your anniversary.
What does it matter?
It doesn't. I just thought you could recommend something.
I wanted for you to find my husband. But now, I have my doubts. Are you really a detective?
I am, and I'll prove it.
The heck
On the other side of the street, a tale is waiting for you. Probably a hack from one of the tabloids.
Really? Perhaps I could sell him an exclusive quote.
Talent!
But first, let's eat. What did you want to ask about?
Well, how about you stop being a jerk? Coffee sprinkled spicy sweet potato fries with citrus mango or grilled asparagus with coffee drizzle and poached egg. Now we'll go with the we'll go with this one.
Did Joseph have any problems lately? Was he behaving oddly? Staying at work longer?
Nothing that I noticed.
You sure?
Men are simple creatures, Mr. Oliver. And I've known my one for 27 years. If something was eating at him, I'd know at once. Everything was fine. No late arrivals, no
That's what they all
strange
say.
calls. What
They all
else
say
could there
dough.
be?
Suspect expenditures. Do you have a joint account?
Yes. Nothing was missing.
Okay. And the Kerseys. Did your husband mention Catherine's death recently? Richard's disappearance?
Not recently.
And what do you think of all this?
I'm in despair. I can't believe what's happening. I thought that without the Kerseys, everything would finally settle down.
Remain silent.
Will they never leave us alone? Looking after their daughter should have spared us the curse.
Curse? Are you being serious?
Hell no. But they always caused problems. And now this.
Hell
Joseph
no.
must be hidden somewhere. Someone's kidnapped him. But we're calm people, Mr. Oliver. Why are people kidnapped?
Ransom? Unconnected to the Kersey story? If that's the case, the kidnappers will be in touch soon.
Ah, so unlucky again, right? But this time, not involving the Kerseys.
We'll find out soon enough.
This is probably a bad idea.
You're not a fan of the Kerseys, are you?
What a detective you are, Mr. Oliver.
But you were once on good terms, weren't you?
Long ago, my husband and I were naive. That family always looks after its own. Just like Catherine. Richard and her were made for each other.
Did the later absence of relations with the Kerseys make your life better? Did it make you feel better?
Absolutely. Till now. As you can see, they can spit poison even from beyond the grave.
Spit poison? Like vipers?
And how? And they're proud of it. They even have one of the damn snakes in their crest. In the crest! You understand?
Oh, I meant to ask about that too. How did they get that?
Shillard Kersey received a knighthood from the Empire for conquering and robbing Guyana. A genuine Prince Charming.
And yet the Van Havens lived happily ever after, at least till now. The Viper, Catherine, is dead and Richard has bitten the dust. Well, that's convenient, isn't it?
What? Richard's dead?
Your words. The Kerseys do harm from beyond the grave. How did you know he was dead?
Is he really dead?
A playing card was found in his mouth. On it was written, "So end all vipers." It fits strangely well with the way you speak about them, doesn't it?
Breathes heavily, remains silent.
Please, carry on denying it. Tell me it's all a coincidence.
Well, it's true. A playing card. Richard was a terrible gambler. If you're telling me the truth, clearly somebody decided to call in their debts.
And the Van Havens weren't on the list of creditors?
Stop, please. Mr. Oliver, hear me out. You'll get what you came for.
Go on.
Why was this so expensive?
I didn't kill Richard or anybody else. I could
the
never
meal.
hurt anyone. It's true, I can't stand the Kerseys, but they deserved it.
Can't stand is something you say about coffee house music. The Kerseys you hate.
Damn it, Mr. Oliver. Okay, I hate them. They killed my child. Do you understand? I lost my child because of them.
Could you explain?
I was pregnant when Catherine called to say we were going to a gallery opening.
Palms down.
I felt nauseous and looked terrible. I just wanted to sleep. But the little princess wouldn't let up. She needed me to shine against. And I agreed.
And then?
We never even got there. A car sideswiped us on my side. Kat didn't see it. I want to believe she wasn't primping her hair in the mirror.
It must have been awful. Can you go on?
I remember nothing about the accident. The rest, I'd like to forget. The injuries were serious, Mrs. Van Haven. Too serious. I lost the little one. We never even knew if it was a boy or a girl.
My condolences. And Catherine, did she apologize?
As if. She just kept babbling on that we could have been killed and that our absence from the opening would upset her friends. Selfish. Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the end. A few weeks later, she became pregnant. She was the center of attention again. She flagrantly paraded her happiness.
Whose
Hey, Brave
upbringing
Star.
fell to you following her death?
I avoided it as much as I could for the sake of Clarabelle. It's not her fault, but her mother was a viper.
Thank you for telling me this, Mrs. Van Haven. Let's take a break. Eat something. What would you like?
Yes, let's order.
I didn't even touch my. So the cost of this meeting is the meal. This is an expensive ass restaurant. Holy crap! £3,600 for a starter. Man, oh man, that's crazy. An Irish coffee is £6,200. It's supposed to be 2021 or something like that, I think. And hello, Scar Emerald, Cannon, Brave Star, hope you're doing well. It's true, it didn't. Did you hit the button? I mean, Twitch is being jank. You sub and then you get a button you have to push to announce it. My bot didn't say anything, so it doesn't know anything about it either. You have a little icon next to your name now. Alright, well I'm gonna stop the timer, and I guess I'll give you a plunge, since clearly you subbed. Oh yeah, refresh the page. Twitch is being jank today. Here is your plunge. Like every day, it's just jank in different ways. And we'll spin the wheel too. Before we order our coffee rub beef roast, grilled vegetables, and mashed potatoes. Which sounds better than salmon to me. There it is. 30 months. That's a lot of months. Also. Alright, I'm getting the wheel up so I can spin it.
It's raining tacos.
Thanks for the taco party, Brave Star. So, to answer your game, Cannon, has this game been as tedious? Well, we figured out how we could save scum and basically avoid a lot of the tediousness of the clue building. Because that was the tediousness. The clues are not obvious, which ones you need to link up. You can link up. The linking is very, very jank. Like, it is some jank. It is some jank. Yeah, I feel like save scumming is part of the experience in this one. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Why is this taking so long? Oh my god, this takes forever, and I don't know why. What are you doing, man? Yeesh. Log in. Log in with Twitch. Twitch is slow today. Maybe that has maybe that has something to do with it. All right, I finally got it. Boom, there's the spinner. Let's click this. Let's spin it. See what we get. Pea drink. Okay, I got your pea drinks right here. Am I not getting? Am I? I hope my bot is my bot working. Okay, I like pea drinks. Pea drinks. There it is. Okay. Just making sure. Here's a pea drink, or peach ring. Looks really weird under the green screen. Look at that. Alright. Okay. Let's continue this jank fast. No, they aren't. I put them in this airtight container. They're practically as fresh as when I bought them. Jankin'. They're still nice and chewy. Alright, we're gonna have some coffee rub beef roast. I'm not gonna ask her questions that don't.
Forgive me, but you don't look like a meek little lamb.
The food has sharpened your powers of observation.
I'm thinking about you and Catherine. After all that, didn't you want to get your own back?
No, honestly. Do you think I shot her?
Relax. I know you didn't.
That's a relief. My revenge is bloodless.
How?
I don't think it has any bearing on the case. It certainly has nothing to do with Joseph's disappearance.
Forgive me, but I'll be the judge of that. How did you take revenge on Catherine?
Fair enough. So, I destroyed her relationship with Richard.
But how?
Oh, that was too simple. Richard, like all the Curseys, loved to be admired, adored. He liked to break the rules and forbidden fruit. You follow?
Not really.
Oh dear, Mr. Oliver. He was arrogant, greedy, vain, and a ladies' man.
Ah, you seduced him?
Oh,
My food
you're
looks
good.
good.
No, not me. That would have been too obvious, and I would have hurt Joseph. And anyway, that drunkard disgusted me. But I knew a Swedish girl whom he didn't disgust. Britt Galmakvist.
Wow. That was...
I just had to pull at the right strings. And the two puppets jumped into each other's arms.
That's pretty cynical, but I'm impressed.
I can promise you Catherine wasn't. When she found out, she was so in love with herself. She didn't even see other women as competition, apart from in making bitchy remarks at parties. And then, oh my, her husband makes a fool of her with a plain and boring friend of hers from uni. That must have been a real blow.
Oh, it was... I'm sure it was. So, did you gain satisfaction?
Briefly, in my opinion, that's a bit of a blind alley, though.
And Catherine, did she know that you were behind her husband's affair?
She never said as much, but I think she did. She wasn't stupid, Mr. Oliver. She simply used her brain power to think about herself.
I'm curious about the picture that Richard brought to you after Catherine's death. Why didn't you want to accept it?
Several reasons. First, Richard claimed it was Catherine's will to gift it to Joseph. Such an expensive present from some woman for my husband would be bad enough in itself. But a Kersey family treasure as a present from Catherine, who herself received it as a wedding present? You have to admit, that's strange.
A little odd. Any other reasons?
The picture was definitely connected with Catherine's death. If you ask me, Richard was trying to slyly get rid of the painting to take the heat off. I didn't want him to sort out his affairs at our cost. What if some lowlife broke in on an evening to steal it? Joseph liked to stay up late. I was afraid.
I gathered that. What happened to it?
Joseph gave it back to the family, Henry Kersey. Richard's brother has it. My God,
What's up?
they already know. The card about the viper in Richard's mouth. It's a threat to Henry.
I'd already worked that out.
What is it about the painting that's killed 2 people?
That's what I'm trying to find out before someone else buys it.
You better be quick about it. My poor Joseph.
In your husband's office, I saw your photos from uni. He spoke about them, but he didn't want to talk about Britt. Doesn't he like her?
He doesn't. Joseph was Richard's friend. And to begin with, he liked Catherine, too. But Richard's affair hurt her badly and damaged their relationship. He blamed Britt for that completely. You know what Richard's like. He said, "You know what I think about that?"
Yes, I think so. Your husband never guessed it was your doing?
Mr. Oliver, not every guy is a detective.
Uh-huh. How many people knew about the affair? Did you or Joseph tell anyone else about it?
I certainly didn't. But my husband was angry at Britt and had his weaker moments.
So who did he tell?
I can tell you, but not for free.
I'm all ears.
That paparazzi by the entrance. Get rid of him, now.
Why?
I don't want to sneak out of the back door like a thief. I've done nothing wrong, and I don't want the staff here gossiping. You understand?
I'll deal with it now.
That was quick. You probably offered him some precious sweetener. So,
That was quick.
the affair. My husband told McFowle. He's a mutual acquaintance of his, and Richard's a businessman. But I don't know what he's in. I took Joseph to ask about that, telling him never to gossip again.
McFowle. Thanks. That information is the icing on the cake. Speaking of which, what would you say to some desserts?
With pleasure.
I have to admit, you're coping admirably.
I'm trying my best, Mr. Oliver. I have to be prepared for the worst.
I understand. But after all this, I'd like to propose we take a moment to relax. Perhaps over a coffee liqueur?
Thank you. But after all this, I think I'd get all drunk and sad. And I can't let that happen. Goodbye, Mr. Oliver. Please let me know the moment you know anything.
Oh, I hope I took my food to go. That was
Check the investigation
expensive.
report.
That was an expensive meal. Oh, let's watch the video. Or the comic or
The
whatever.
card with the viper in Richard's mouth fitted someone else. I dialed Henry's number and straight out asked him about the painting. He replied that his tenement had been plundered some time ago. The painting was gone for good. I'm not buying that. I kept my cool and advised him to go into hiding for a time. Richard's killer might be hunting for him, too. Then he started.
Maybe it's Brit. That viper ratted on us during the trial. Or Clarabelle. She's a Kersey too. And she's got a viper tattoo. Keep your eye on the women, Oliver. The worst thing that can happen to me is a hand of poker.
He wasn't telling me everything, but I had other leads to follow. That Caceres, for example, who Clarabelle told me about. Why did she ask Baptiste to bring her that letter? Well, the guy was in London now, so it's gotta be worth asking, right?